All right, so it is now 6 o'clock, and we're going to welcome you to our March school board meeting. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we're going to follow that with a moment of silence. Amen. All right, Mr. Martin, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, welcome to our March board meeting. First off, we always have consent agenda. Are there any questions? Okay, with that, I'd like to make a recommendation to the consent agenda, financial report, and board minutes of the regular board meeting. Regular board meeting and special hearing held on February 12, 2024, and the special board meeting held on February 28, 2024 be approved as submitted.
All right, so we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
A motion.
Motion by Jessica. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ryan. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
All right, up next, we have the best part of the meeting, the student achievement and success. And this year, we were fortunate to start a bowling team, and Coach King and Coach Brewer have led these boys to the state championship. This is their first year. I'd like to turn it over to Coach King and Coach Brewer and let them talk about, introduce their team, and go from there.
Well, first, I want to bring up Coach Brewer. Coach has been unbelievably a great resource for us. He was also instrumental in getting bowling started. I know he had talked to the school several times about getting it in, and just stayed after it, and we got it in there. And again, as far as the technical aspect of it, huge on that. I found out that there's, just like any other sport, there's many different ways of the skin a cat, so to speak, and he's got his way of doing it, and it seemed to work. But again, he was huge in our success this year. Starting with the sophomores, like that, we got Zach Hinojosa. Zach, come on up. Again, we're going to have to find some younger bowlers to come up, and we're working on that. Both boys and girls side of it. Then the juniors, I've got Aaron Hinojosa, which Aaron was all-state for us this year and did a fantastic job down there. Cole Ingram, Jr. Cole also had great games down in Little Rock. And again, when I speak of Little Rock, I don't know what fire codes they have in Little Rock, but I think every one of them at that bowling alley was probably broke. It was very difficult to get from one side to the other. Peyton Kitterman and Titus Stevenson are both juniors who were not able to make it tonight. Titus, I think, had a grandmother had a birthday, and Peyton had another little activity. Then I had Aiden Richter, is a senior who is not here tonight. He works at the bowling alley, and I would not be surprised if that's not where he's at right now, working. And then my two seniors that are here, I've got John Olson, which was very huge for us. John was a new bowler to the game pretty much this year, and at the state meet, I mean, he percentage-wise did so much better than what he had done over the year, and I believe he's going to be a lifetime bowler, just like not only the boys, but I think most of the girls who have not bowled, they are going to turn into lifetime bowlers as well. And then I've got Tristan Williams, which I think Tristan is president of just about everything at the school. We've got student council. Hey,
Come on up, Peyton.
Student council. We've got the senior class president, and what else? Those two? Man, that's pretty big. I mean, being the president of both of those, I don't know if that's happened very often. And right here, he walked in on time. Peyton Kitterman, the one that we were was talking about earlier. Peyton did a great job for us also, and was all-state at the meet down in Little Rock. But again, they surprised not only me and Coach, but all of them. There's one meet right in the middle of the year, was kind of looking, and Coach and I said, you know, we can talk to them, we think they're good enough, they might be able to do something special this year, and we kind of talked to them about that, and we had our worst meet of the year. And, like Coach, I said, you know, let's don't mention that anymore. And then they went on and did exactly kind of what we were talking about. But when we left the district meet, you know, we finished second in the district, you're thinking, well, we can go down and make a good showing. And they did much more than that. And we're very proud of them, and every one of them are fine gentlemen, are probably going to be very successful in life.
So how do we top this?
How do we top it?
Yeah. What about next year?
I think.
There you go. I like it, Peyton. I like it.
But again, not only good bowlers, but again, they are very, very, very respectful kids, and they represent our school very well.
Yes.
That's awesome.
And Coach, our girls team plays very well.
Our girls team was third down there overall. And again, like, talking about lifetime bowlers, I think we had 2 that had bowled before. And we got, you know, I got Coach Reynolds, and even not just Coach Reynolds, but the other coaches on the guys' side, they worked with us beautifully on playing baseball. And, you know, I was a baseball coach, I didn't like people missing for other things. We know we'd go along with it, you don't like it. We had 4 softball girls, I believe is what we had. And Coach Reynolds, again, let us have them, and no questions asked. And I knew they were competitive, I knew they had, you know, good motor skill. And they improved, and again, I believe they are, all 4 of them, they're going to be lifetime bowlers as well.
Coach, I'm not sure, and I think this is accurate. The girls finished third in state, and I think they were 21 pins from being state runner-up.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Guys, congratulations. This is fabulous.
Could I get you 3 to come in behind these 4? Thank you.
I know. I know. I mean, how do you top that next year? That's how you top it.
Thank you very much.
They don't do national.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
What? Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Good job. Pleasure. Come in, just right.
Go somewhere next week, I want to stay for a track.
Okay.
All right, up next, we have our boys track team. They did an outstanding job this year at the indoor event and won state again. And we're going to turn it over to Coach Upton. It's a yearly occurrence for him as well.
You guys come on up. You're on the track team. Angus, you and Hayden come up here too. Okay, so this is our 3rd straight indoor state championships. We've won 2 out of the last 3 outdoor state championships. We're going down trying to beat Magnolia this year, take it back from them. Got a great group of young men. It's been a pleasure to coach them for the 4 years I've been here. I'll start out with my juniors. We've got Cade Keith. Cade's a pole vaulter for us. Harper Guerin, long jumps and triple jumps. Parker Tillman ran the 400 at state, ran the 4x400. We found out he can run the 100 and 200 also. Jackson Turner's a decathlete. He went to the decathlon this spring or last spring. Kind of got a taste of that. Now he wants to do more events this year, so he's going to be a big help to us. Angus Trotter here is joining the track team this year. He's already PR'd in the 200 this year, so we're excited about that. We're going to have some more races this year where he has a chance to do that. Hayden Bray is a shot putter for us. He PR'd in the shot put last week also. And then can't forget my seniors. They've been with me ever since I've been here. This is Zach Etzkorn. He runs the 800 mostly, and on the 4x8 team. Our 4x8 team has won the state championship in outdoor 3 years in a row, and this was the first time we had won it in indoor. And then we've got Troy Ferguson, who I kind of called the MVP of the state championship. He went down there to run the 800, the 1600, and the 4x800, and then we needed him for the 4x400 at the end of it to get just enough points for 6th place, I believe it was, in that event, and that's what we needed to win the championship. It was very tight. race. We won by 1.5 points. And it was a lot of things could have gone differently, and we don't get those points. So it was very exciting for us. Proud of all these guys, looking forward to what they do in this spring.
Yeah, nice occurrence.
I know, I like it.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys,
Good job,
that's
guys.
awesome.
You bet.
All right, up next, we have another three-team, I believe, our junior high quiz ball. We're gonna turn it over to this side and let her begin the introduction.
Mrs. Aldridge, will you come join me up here?
And this time's three, correct?
Yes, so
Okay.
we as well are 3-peat state champions with our junior high quiz ball team. Mrs. Aldridge is our very dedicated coach. Mrs. Aldridge, how many years have you been coaching our quiz ball team?
This will be my fourth.
Is it fourth?
Yeah.
I want to say what I was thinking too. Mrs. Aldridge is so dedicated. Every Wednesday night, they have quiz ball team practice. You wouldn't think it, but they are a very loud and raucous group. I can hear them all the way from my office, from her class at the other end of the building on Wednesday afternoons. It's a great group of kids. She is so dedicated that they even this year sponsored 2 different trivia night events to help raise funds for all of their state championship goings on that they do. And it had very successful trivia nights. I know some of you joined those nights as well. And well, they're challenging, aren't they? It's called very challenging.
My
nights.
worst one was answering the questions that the junior high kids already answered, and I'm like, I feel stupid.
For sure. So, do you guys mind coming on up so that we can introduce you? Quiz bowl team, come on up. Come stand up here. Yeah. Say a few words as well.
Yeah, of course. All right, so we have, I guess from right to left, we have Eli Baker, so he is a freshman now. We've got Zeke Whitaker, Kale Christensen, Everett Brugard, and Hunter Rowley. This is just a representation of, like, our team is usually much more, and they, again, like, there's 20 kids, but it sounds like we usually fit like 50 kids in my classroom, because they are a phenomenal group, but also very anxious to learn. And very engaged, which is a value at junior high is engagement, and they are definitely engaged with their learning. They definitely individually, like, they surprise me by just how much they know. They really just are absorbing knowledge, and they ask so many questions. But what really most impresses me is their ability to work as a team. Their sportsmanship is, if you've ever gotten a chance to watch them in a game, their sportsmanship, they know each other's strengths, and they really play to that. They know that they have a geography question. They look immediately at Eli. They're like, all right, you're our geography guy. They got science, we've got Zeke and Hunter. So they really step to individual strengths, but work as a team, and their communication skills are phenomenal. Did you guys have anything to add? No? Is there a certain question that you guys thought stumped you at state, or just something where you're like, wow, that was a tough question? And I'm putting you guys on the spot here.
Zeke.
But really, if you ever have a chance to stop by my classroom, 406 the junior high, you can definitely see them in action. They get to do games against each other and really just test each other's knowledge. So I guess let's see what's together.
Up, down, up, down.
Thank you, Ms. Aldridge.
Congratulations, that's
Good job,
awesome.
guys.
Up next, we have our Ms. Dr. Bass, just going to talk about special ed a little bit.
Hey. I'm Dr. Bassett. I'm the special education coordinator. So we have some little treats involved for you, but that we'll do the learning first, just like we do the kids, right?
Get school board, principals.
See you, bud.
All right. So just looking at the core values that we've established for our department, providing those quality services with high expectations. We have the highest expectations for our students, just like any other student would be rich. Deliver meaningful and differentiated support and networking opportunities for families, and this has been a big charge for me, is to have as much family involvement as we can get, because they are truly our partners, so working with our families. Inspire innovation, excellence, and forward-thinking practices among our staff. So I think we've come a long way with our general education partnering with our special education staff and learning together, instead of just having these silos, and they need to be learning together because they're serving all of our kids at the same time. Foster a collaborative, flexible approach to maintain quality supports for all students. This is the nature of special education. No two learners learn the same, so just being flexible, and our teachers are doing an amazing job of that. Embrace and support students and their families throughout the educational experience to prepare for post-secondary transition and adult life. We're taking them all the way from our pre-K, little ones that are getting ready to get in our building soon, all the way up to graduation. It's there's a big range of things, but you'll see here pretty soon those high expectations in high school. Once they get to high school, they're ready. They're ready to, they're job ready. They're ready to grow. So some of the things that we do in Peer Edge for special education, not just the teaching part, which is the most important part, but offering that support. So occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, also social work, vision and hearing screenings, and mobility services. So, some students in wheelchairs or walkers, canes, those sorts of things. Diagnostic services, including psychoeducational assessments. So we have 2 examiners on our staff to help us say who is eligible for special education, what do we need to do to serve them. And then again, from kindergarten through transition, professional development, training and resources. We really amped up that professional development. Educational, curricular, and technology consultation support. And as you know, as technology changes, we have to involve with them, but that's, our kids benefit probably more than anybody else from technology. Okay, so by the numbers, it changes every day. It's, changes every day. We're very blessed in Peter Ridge. We are just daily growing, just like everybody else. So total students 305. Speech only students 54. So the difference is they only receive those speech therapists. The rest of them receive all those other services. We have 15 full-time special education teachers, 4 speech pathologists, 1 occupational therapist on staff, 1 contracted OT, a contracted physical therapist, 1 examiner, and 1 school psychology specialist. So the difference between the examiner and the psychology specialist, their roles, they both can test students, they can both assess students, but the school psychology specialist has that advanced training to help us with some other needs. Okay, academics. So just looking at each individual building and the great work that each building is doing. So the primary school, SLP, speech language pathologist, sorry, there's a lot of acronyms in my world, so my apologies. Speech language pathologist and our SEC, those are our more profound students, and we call it structured education classrooms instead of a self-contained. I don't like that. Advocating for our students using those AAC devices. So you'll see some of our, I'm sure you've seen them in our buildings. They have looks like an iPad, and they communicate through that iPad. So they are really, really taking charge in the district with that. The intermediate school, so I put hyphenated. So we were 79% in comparison to our co-op was 67. So that's super exciting. The intermediate, 79% Pea Ridge, 67 in our co-op. Middle school, 93% and 63% for our co-op. So,
That's awesome.
it's amazing. 7 through 12 co-teach settings, those students who grow at a faster rate than their Gen Ed peers. So if you look at like their MAP data or those sorts of things, it's those inclusive practices. They're really pushing them to be in classes. They don't expect, they have the expectation of them being there, participating, and that's how the growth is being able to class. Any questions about that? All right. So this is the best part of the whole. Okay. So we have Red Apron, we have our friends right here. It's all about you, friends. So we have our Red Apron students from the high school.
How do you request that?
Just reach out to Ms. Jacobs and she will
Is that something that we can put on, it's on our website, on the school websites, or?
It's out there on our school website, it's been out there a couple
I have a
of
wedding
times.
coming
We
up.
can definitely recommend it.